Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hope that everything is going well with you. Well, on today's lesson, we are going to study about how to make the inference. So after watching this video, you are expected to be able to mention the inference, and then when we use the inference, and you are able to make the inference. So everyone, look at this picture. Okay everyone, when you are watching this cartoon, what are you going to understand? Well, maybe the characters, what's going on with the children, what's going on with the teenager, what's going on with the dog. Okay, so first, let us consider about Lucy's characteristics. So, what do you think about Lucy's characters? Of course, by reading the picture, you are able to conclude that the author tried to draw her the characters. So what do you think the Lucy's characteristics? Yeah. So from this picture, you will know that Lucy is getting angry. Yeah, by doing this, it means that you are doing the inference. Okay, again, what do we read from the picture? We read that Lucy sighs and then says, "Youth never listens." So what can you infer from the picture? Yeah, as we know that Lucy is a youth. We also know that when someone says that someone else never listens, it means that it's an insult, right? So, based on those reading text, you can infer that Lucy may think herself is more mature than the others. So everyone, once again, what about this picture? What do you think? What can you infer from this picture? Yeah, that's right. First one, we are sure that they are friends. Is it right? So how do you know it? Yeah, look at, they are so close, and then they are smiling together, and then they are going shopping together. So we can say the situation. We can make this inference based on the picture you read, right? Okay, one else. We can also say that they are shopping because they are in a mall and carrying the bags. Okay, in a story, what about this short story? Let me read. She stumbled down the road, not sure what made her car feel like that. The water was running down her face and dripping off her hair. She suddenly saw the lights of another car. She was sure they would be able to help her. So, everyone, from this situation, this reading passage, can you infer what just happened to the woman? And can you describe where the location is? Yeah. You may think that the woman is getting accident, and then he tried to look for help, yeah, from the another person or another people. So let us talk about the inference more details. Inferences are often referred to as what you read between the lines. What is the meaning? It means that you found the meaning between your ears. Yeah, actually, inferences are the idea or the main idea how the author want to imply or suggest when he creates or make the reading passage or what is its situation. So here, actually, the author, when they create or made the story, he will not tell you directly that the characteristic is like that. Yeah, the characters A has the characters A, B, C, D. It's not like that. But the authors want you as the reader to make the conclusion in order to have the same way in thinking, to have the same idea with the author. So when the author implies something, yeah, actually the reader has to infer. So how the author implies something? Usually she will give you a clue. Yeah. So that you as the reader has to infer. Right. So here what happens when you are reading? So while you read, your inside voice should make guesses, and then you should also try to find the connection between the points, and then try in your mind to ask the question: why, when, where, why is it like that, when did it happen? Yeah. And then you try to make the prediction, yeah, or make a guess, yeah. Of course, in doing this, you need the background knowledge and your experiences to interpret what the author write, yeah. Okay, what about the time? When do we infer? Sure, yeah. We will infer all the time in our life. Yeah. For example, yeah, in your daily life activity, to try to feel the empathy for your friends. Yeah. Maybe she or he didn't show their feeling, but you will be able to make a conclusion, or you make the inference maybe in her face, like sad, and then having red eyes, and then when do we infer, like laughing at a joke, discovering an answer to a riddle, getting a sense about the setting of a story, and then reacting to the facts and solving a mystery are all part of inferential thinking. So basically, you will use this thing, inference, all the time. So in inference, you need to combine the clues given by the authors, or we can say the content, and then after that you need to draw your experiences and then your background knowledge. So the result will be logical conclusion or inference. When you are reading, at least in order to understand what the author thing or what is the main idea of the author, you should ask yourself, you should question yourself. Okay, this is only the example. Yeah, there are so many actually the expression you can use, but this is only some. Like the clues are telling me that when I see this, it makes me think that I am noticing blah blah blah. This makes me conclude that when the author said, I thought this clue is important because this makes me wonder if when I read this, I'm reminded of, this is the example of your experience, yeah. I think the author wants me to, he tried to use their background knowledge. When I read this, I think, this is your basic knowledge. I believe this means, yeah, because this part led me to believe that. So this question should be in your mind when you are reading text or reading story. Yeah, you need to question yourself. Now, for example, here, yeah, when you are reading the comics or the articles, yeah, this makes me think that these clues are telling me that this leads me to believe that I'm concluding that. So it's inferring, yeah. Okay, I remind you again that in order to understand the story written by the author, you need to combine the clues given by the author and then draw the conclusion based on your experience and your prior knowledge that result the logical conclusion or inference. Okay, for example here, describe the situation. A red-faced child with tears in her eyes sits on the sidewalk in front of the house. She's wearing a helmet. A small bike with a broken chain is lying on the grass in front of her. Next to it is an unzipped backpack. Some of the contents from the backpack are lying on the sidewalk. So you should see and then think and then infer what I see. Of course, text clue, yeah, and then you start thinking about your experience relates to the clues given by the author, and finally you give conclusion, namely will result the inference. Okay, another example. This is simple, yeah, inference. If the skies suddenly grow very cloudy and the wind begins to whip around your legs, so what kinds of inference are you going to make? Yeah, of course, you think that the storm will come. The storm will come because you have already know the weather pattern before. Yeah. You also try to memorize your background knowledge about the storm, and then finally you make connection between your background knowledge and the current situation or the pattern of the weather. So based on this connection, yeah, your weather the weather pattern, your background knowledge, and then you try to use your logical thinking, it will result the inference, yeah, or the conclusion. Okay, this is another example to make you more understand. Let's use background knowledge. Here it is the story. Let me read. Even couples with only mild difficulties in communicating can have important misunderstandings. Marjorie, for example, wanted Ken to invite her to a favorite cocktail lounge overlooking a bay to celebrate their anniversary. She archly asked him, Ken, do you feel like going out for a drink tonight? Ken, who was feeling tired, missed the hidden message contained in her question. He responded, No, I'm too tired. Marjorie was extremely disappointed. Only after feeling hurt and sorry for herself. Only after feeling hurt and sorry for herself did she realize that she had not communicated to Ken her real desire to celebrate their anniversary. When she later made clear her true wish, he readily agreed to celebrate. So, can you make the inference from this reading text or this story? So basically, Marjorie and Ken, they are probably a couple, married couple, and they are possibly the married couple who has a long period in marriage. But unfortunately, Ken, as a husband, he didn't enjoy going out for drinks with his wife. And you can also say that if Marjorie had expressed her wish more clearly, maybe Ken would have probably agreed. And you get a conclusion that all couples may have the communication problems. So this is only the example. Yeah? So in this case, you use your background knowledge. Yeah, married couples have anniversaries. Couples married for a short time and a long time have anniversaries. Married couples, have had much understanding and hard feelings. Yeah. So here, you will ask yourself during reading the story, Ken readily agreed. Actually, this is a clue. You ask yourself, does this mean he didn't understand at first? Ya, pada awalnya dia mungkin tidak tahu ya, tapi setelah istrinya cerita kalau itu adalah ulang tahun pernikahan mereka, akhirnya Ken mau. Ya. No, I'm too tired. Ini juga clue. You made a connection to this statement and Marjorie's hurt feelings. Iya, jadi penolakan yang dilakukan oleh Ken juga menyebabkan Marjorie's hurt feelings ya. For example, this clue that a story is coming. You could predict that the author is going to give a specific example or story to illustrate the point. Okay, here it is another story about Burima. Can you read it? And then after a while, you can make the inference using your basic knowledge and experience, and then you find the clues, and it comes to the conclusion or inference. You can pause this video first, and then you can write down your questions, and then the answer and your inference. Okay, so here it is, some questions that may have a similar with yours. Yeah, for example, why hasn't Burima slept in 2 nights? Why doesn't she wash her bedding to get rid of the myths? Why is she so thin? Why does she have such a formal title? How long has she been doing this? Your background knowledge tells you that she is very poor. Your background knowledge may also tell you how it feels to be invested by facts like myths or this. What will happen to these women? Okay, this is the guiding questions to make you easier in making the inference. Again, yeah, there is a story about Mr. Perfect, and this is the question you can pose and then practice. Yeah, here is fine. Yeah, so everyone, we comes to the conclusion. Yeah, it is important for you to focus when you are reading the story and then make inference. You should make inferences based on sound reasoning. Second, use background knowledge to make connections and personalize the reading. Ask internal questions while reading, and then make prediction and confirm or discard them as we continue reading. Try to recognize the author purpose and the message. Make inference using what is between our ears. So everyone, I think that's all for today's lesson about how to make inference. If you still remember that you also learned about the difference between inference and prediction, you can open up or you can rewatch our previous video before. And here the inference is a reading strategy you can use to understand the many reading passage, reading text like novels and then short story and then comics or novels, etc. So the function of this inference is very essential for you to master. Yeah. So I hope that you give special attention to this reading strategy besides scanning and skimming. So everyone, I think that's all for today's lesson. If you still have any other questions related to this topic today about inference, you can contact me, you can text me, it's fine, or you can share your question to the forum in this call. So thank you very much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.